Good day, everyone. Ali is here from Safi Financial Network. Today is June 22nd, 2023. Here is daily analysis for today. We had optic today for S&P 500. Leader was big techies, which is Amazon, Microsoft, and also some of the individual names. We will get to those ones in a bit, but volume was pretty light. So today, SPY, which is S&P 500 ETF, just traded right now 61 million, let's say, just that it's going to be a 62, 63 million after hours. So volume is pretty light. So this light volume actually favors the market to the upside. However, we had a nice sell-off since this top, and it's kind of like expected. Buyers kind of like a recommitting back again. I'm still looking for more downside to go, especially getting to this area. So as I said, these uptick can just hold on for now. It's not going to be a sharp sell-off or something like that, but it's going to be just a process to going down here. And we're just going to keep an eye on this level, which is 4,200 on a monthly basis. So if we get close below 4,200 on a monthly basis for S&P 500, that is going to be a warning signal for the market. But if we close above 4,200 this month, which means month of July could be just a corrective move to the downside and probably to this area or to this area. And then we can see after this corrective move, we can see market find another bottoming formation here. And we will see just slightly going up to the early August, to the late August, early September, and we can see just the top information here for another sell-off. So I'm expecting market is just forming another bottoming formation to go up, but this corrective move could be kind of like a bottoming formation and buying opportunity for some other stocks, as I believe sector rotation is coming, and we will get to those ones. I'm kind of like a rebalancing my portfolio. All my subscribers are getting into those ones who are hammered, and those are stocks which are pretty valuable stocks, but they could be outperformer for the rest of the year, especially Dow stocks and defensive predictable stocks. They can go higher and higher, but right now we are just in corrective move, and this corrective move can go down to 43, 42.60, so somewhere around there. So that could be kind of like the bottom information. We should see how market is going to react. Again, keep an eye on 4,200 on a monthly close, and monthly close could be kind of like a decisive moment for the market. Let's move on to Nasdaq, which is kind of like a leader for today. Nasdaq, pretty nice bullish reversal going back up. So 15,000 again, just recaptured by Nasdaq. So this bullish formation is kind of like if we break above this previous top, so market can go higher and higher. But I believe that this is going to be the rolling top at least for this time of period. And we are getting into a very, very substantial sell-off level here. So that's why market just reacted nicely. We got into this pivotal point, So all in all, if we get to this area and even lower to this 13,000 to 14,000, that's going to be kind of like the nice buying opportunity for those techie names. Again, this 5% to 10% sell-off, don't be scared just because it's kind of like a market is due. Like, look at that. So here's the October 2022, and market just took off to the rally all the way to here. So it's kind of like one of the most hated rally just because everyone expecting another sell-off to happening, but we were kind of like changing our shifting our gear to the bull side when we were here, especially since February, March. I would say March is going to be the bottom for the next rally. To be honest, I nailed the bottom in March, but I didn't expect this one is coming all the way up to here. This is very, very overstretched, overbought. Anyway, if you want to slice it and dice it, but don't fight against the trend. So the good scenario is going to be just rebalance your portfolio. I'm sure that if you have got some technology positions, you will be in nice profit. Just it's time to rebalance your portfolio. Don't go against the market. Still keep invested, but don't add to your position. So that's the minimum thing. That's the least thing that I can give you. So buying stocks here at this level, it's kind of like ridiculous, to be honest. But just to wait for a pullback, even if you're bull, wait for a pullback, because pullback can give you just a buying opportunity here. If it goes here to test this pivot, which is going to be this demand area, then you should just add more on those ones that you are kind of like a bullish. So we'll see how it goes for the market. Moving on to the Dow Jones, which was kind of like a doji bar, and it's kind of like uh, Dow Jones is performing better. I know it's not green, but look at the pattern. So based on the general pattern, Dow Jones is kind of like a lagger for the market, and it's kind of like a forming kind of like a nice reversal candle to the upside. So this bottoming formation seems like it's getting ready for another nice rally to the upside, and even just a double top or a new all-time high for Dow Jones could be foreseeable before other indexes. So if you are not positioning yourself in Dow stocks, it's time to get into, just because when this one is taking off to the sky, so everyone wouldn't expect it, everyone just piling into technology stocks, which I believe it's going to just roll over soon to some defensive names. So we'll see how it goes, but this triangle obviously broken up to the upside, and this is just a pullback, and this pullback after this pullback forms. So when we take out this pivot and this pivot, which is kind of like a 34,500, then we should see a rally just initiated to the upside. 37 to 38,000 is coming down the road. Moving on to some individual names, starting with yield. Yield just at a positive day. So when yield was up of 1.42%, guess what? It's going to put pressure on treasuries and also gold. We will get into a bit. But yield is forming kind of like a topping formation. If you ask me, even if it goes higher, again, it can go nominal high, but this can be just end of the cycle. And this cycle ends to the downside. And we will get to that one probably later this summer or even early next year. But this is kind of like the beginning of the end of the cycle for the rate hike. Even Federal Reserve blinks for another 25 basis in July or even 25 basis in August. I'm not sure even if they can do that, but if they do, market doesn't pay attention just because everyone is expecting another two rate hikes this year, and that's going to be the end for the rate hike period. And just a 50 basis rate hike doesn't kill the market because it's already priced in, which is already pretty bad for the market in overall because it's going to smash everyone to recession. But as I said, market is kind of like a digesting this bad news, so it's not going to be a bad one for market. Treasury just going down here, so Treasury can go smash down to 98 to 100. So that's going to be probably a buying opportunity. Even it can go lower to 94 to 96. I'm not sure yet, but Treasury is in kind of like a shaky position right now. Still, I'm looking for after this dip, even if it happens after this dip, I would say Treasury is going to be outperformer for the market in 2024, 2025. So Treasury, when yield is coming down, interest rate is coming down eventually, this one is going to skyrocket to the upside while the stock market is going down. So this level even lower, it's going to be a good allocation in your portfolio. If you don't allocate yourself, it's going to be a long-term trade or investment. It's not going to be a short-term one or just the hourly or 4-hour chart. You should see a daily or weekly chart on it. But this is kind of like one of my favorite position in my portfolio. Moving on to gold. Gold is coming up fantastically. So it's kind of like a play out pretty nicely. So this bear flag, just a trigger to the downside. Seems like weekly chart is getting close below 1940, which is pretty substantial level. So if gold cannot recapture 1945, I should say that's going to be a very bad news for the bulls, because this one can go up to here even, and then sharp sell-off afterwards going down here. So I'm saying, just because my cycle tells me that probably August, September, we'll see a bottoming formation in gold. Right now, we are at June 22nd. So which means even after July rally, you could see a sharp sell-off in gold, and it can go all the way down to here to this area. So we'll see. Still, gold is not in my favorite buying opportunity, but it will be. Eventually, it will be. Crude just coming down sharply today, 4% downside. So it's not a good price action for crude at all. So crude is in no man's land. It needs to take out 76 to get to $80, or it shouldn't take out this 61 to 63. But when we get to the energy stocks, we will see crude is not in a good shape. VIX just hammered today, another 2% down. So if you're just a buyer for the VIX, your portfolio is smashed. Even during the corrective move to the downside, VIX is going down. So still go with call option if you want to play around with VIX, just because call option is going to be a limited loss. And you know that what's the maximum loss for VIX, but still I'm just looking for a spike up to the upside, probably 17, 18, or even 20. That's going to be a possible scenario for the next correction, nothing more. Dixie just uptick today. So Dixie is kind of like a forming a divergence, a small divergence double bottom here. But if Dixie goes down here, that would be kind of like the better scenario for Dixie, because that would be kind of like another just bottoming formation here for even a lower high here. And that would be a possible scenario for the next lower to the downside. So that's what I think for Dixie. Dixie can go even higher to test this level, or even just coming down to this area and then coming up and then down here. So I'm not expecting higher for the Dixie as long as um, the other currencies are higher and interest rate is going up to UK, to Canada. So Dixie can's just a lagging for now. Apple, moving on to the technology sector, Apple just a nice reversal to the upside. Yesterday, it was like a bad session for Apple, but it just goes to this a demand area and then reversing back up, still moving up pretty nicely and pretty close to another new all-time high. Look at the Amazon, just a 4.26% to the upside. Amazon is getting back to bullish momentum right now, so still can go to this area. So we keep Amazon in our portfolio, and we're pretty happy to have this. Even if it goes down to here, I'm gonna accumulate more. I'm not gonna be seller. I just want to keep these ones. These names are gonna be buy forever. And Meta, another bullish consolidation here. Probably this one can go up to 293. So Meta, this level is very, very interesting to see how it's going to react, just because we have like a series of lower low, then high, and then smash down with the gap. So lots of sellers are here. So in this area, Meta is in a bullish momentum. And right now, we are just seeing this chart is in V-shaped recovery, nicely going up. But Meta, I'm not sure if it can go to new all-time high, but that would be pretty nice if we see Meta is getting to new all-time high, and we're just having in our portfolio now easy and just relax. Microsoft nicely surging to the upside, still have time to new all-time high, so this is gonna lagger, but a pretty good move for Microsoft. If it goes below this pivotal point, it can go down to here, but if it doesn't, so take out this, it can go to new all-time high. Right now, it's in no man's land, I believe. Microsoft just forming another lower high and then going down here to this level for the buying opportunity. Google, pretty nice, sharp pull back to the upside. I should say pull back just because it's kind of like we are taking this low, we are taking out this low, but nicely reversing to the upside. This is pretty bullish. In any way, if you want to slice it and dice it, this is pretty bullish, but we need to take out this pivot, which forms this pivot. So this high needs to be recaptured. If we recaptured above this, so this Google can go higher and higher. But if it just go there and then coming back down, so this is going to be just a stop hunting. So for bulls and bears, it's pretty aggressive trade, if you ask me. This is a supply area which reacted pretty nicely going down, but right now it's just forming for another bullish momentum to the upside. We will see how it goes. Any close above 20, 126, 127, that is pretty bullish sign. Netflix, just a doji bar coming down, nothing spectacular. Tesla, nice surge to the upside. Look at the gap down and then surging to the upside. However, it's just that it didn't go middle of this wide range bar. So we need to see how Tesla is going to react. But I believe this is, even if it goes higher, that's going to be a divergence in RSI. And you will see a divergence on the top. So that's at 2090. That could be kind of like the rolling over scenario for Tesla, even if it goes higher. So I'm not sure yet. Semiconductors today, semi is actually strong, just gap down, but close higher than early session. Semi goes to this middle of this wide range bar, so still needs to take out this pivotal point. However, buyers just recommit back here. This is the breakout level, so that was a kind of like a nice technical reaction to this level. If it goes below 142, mark it on your chart. It's going to be ugly. It goes all the way down to here. SOX, the same pattern, going up. If it goes below 471, that's going to be ugly. Hey, Taiwan Semiconductor, so this one nicely going back up, a nice bullish engulfing. AMD, pretty weak. So AMD was one of the leader in semiconductor industry. This one is weak. NVIDIA, this is a bullish, but look at the loss here, 20-cent loss. So NVIDIA doesn't have momentum. So these two names actually are just lagging and just losing its momentum. So we will see how it goes. Texas Instrument, a nice surge to the upside. Aftermarket just came down a bit. But this is kind of like, look at the chart. It's pretty choppy, sloppy chart, and it doesn't go anywhere. So any 186 to 160, just playing around here. It's been like almost a year it's been here. Lam Research, pretty nice surge to the upside. So Lam Research hold up pretty well. It's pretty close to new all-time high. So new all-time high is 740. Right now it's 420. So sorry, 620. So just another 140, 120. That's going to be new all-time high. And this formation, to be honest, can tackle to 720 and 700. Moving on to financials, XLF, this one just gapped down, going higher. XLF, this can hold up pretty well, I believe, above this pivotal point. Still just a choppy consolidation. I would say it's not going to be a bad shape for now. KBE, this bullish consolidation obviously fails to the downside. It goes to this demand area. If it goes below this pivotal point, which I doubt about it, but if it goes, that's going to be ugly. I think financial is going to find a support somewhere around here and just taking to the bullish momentum or get back to the bullish momentum. KRE, so this one is coming down as well, still above this dynamic trend line. JP Morgan was kind of like a warning. Just this one, sharp sell-off coming down, 2% almost to the downside. And this is kind of like unusual happening to the JP Morgan. We'll see if it's going to continue. Goldman Sachs is on free fall today. So look at the previous candles here. It's very sharp sell-off to here. But when we see something like this, sharp sell-off is coming down, it's going to just reverse back up pretty nicely. So we will see when bottom is there. Bank of America, sharp sell-off coming down today. Pretty ugly day for banks, but I believe they are just coming back to the bullish momentum soon. Gold miners, despite of the gold price, gold miners actually were not that bad. They were losing today, but it's not that bad. Still holding up this trend line a bit. GDX just a 21 cents downside. GDXJ is 47 cents down, still above this pivot. AEM 7 cents to the downside. NEM Newmont actually 43 cents to the downside. Franco Nevada gain a bit today. So just imagine when these ones are leading to the upside, or at least holding up, this tells me something. At least a bounce is coming for the gold miners. Gold Barrick, look at that. So this is absolutely positive, just a 1.74% to the upside. And while gold is coming down and the whole entire industry or sector is coming down, gold bag just forming a reversal. This is kind of like the divergence that we want to see. XLE, Spider Energy, just coming down today, just kind of like a follow up with the crude. This is getting ugly if it take out this pivotal point. So we will see how it goes. But this one can go obviously to $69 to $70 in a recent future, probably if crude price is coming down as well. XOP, oil and gas exploration ETF, $2.27 down. OH, this one is bullish consolidation, but still this one can go down as well to this gap. Exxon, 57 cents down. Not a bad candle, not a good, just a neutral. Chevron, this is not a good, $2.24 to the downside. Oxy, 97 cents to the downside. Oxy is not good. So Oxy can go to this area, which is gonna be my next level for buy, to be honest. And I'm just kind of like forming another trade probably for this one when it gets there. So I'm kind of like waiting and waiting and waiting for these names to get to the interesting level to accumulate more. And last one is REIT, just a 12 cents downside. It's kind of like a consolidating, but REIT, if REIT get close about below this area, which is kind of like a 520, 540, 560. So these levels, if it goes daily close below this one can go all the way down to here, which is going to be a $4 stock. So this and this. So pretty nice sell-off can happen, and that kind of be a buying opportunity. So we'll see how it goes. I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and see you on the chart tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.